Think about that actor. Is it Gene? He was the dancer, and he was very masculine, but he was known in the 1950s for being an actor. I will get his name.
Right.
But to my point is that, I think one of my issues is that we want to put sexuality with people's just natural differences.
And I didn't mean to imply that when we're young in elementary school that that's a telltale. That just because the boy likes to hang out with the girls, that he's going to be gay. He might really like girls. And he's
might be girl crazy.
Right. But I'm just saying, my point is, from a very young age, we're all different. We're all different, and as we grow older, we continue to be different. And these differences, I can't imagine what it's like to feel that I've been born in the wrong body. But I certainly know what it likes to be born different than about 95% of the world.
I was talking about Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly.
He was straight.
Michael Baryshnikov.
Yes. I do want to go back. We were talking a little bit ago about, and also, if you have an opinion or thought on what we were just talking about this new bill that strictly defines men and women, give us a call. Share your thoughts with us, 713-440-8870. I assume some of this will continue on into our first major interview of this hour when we talk more about gender sexuality. But I do want to go back to, we were talking about Donald Trump and the comment about being a dictator on day one. The quote is when Trump was talking to Sean Hannity. Trump said of Hannity, he says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" And I said, no, other than day one. We're closing the border and drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator. That was
haven't been drilling much, by the way.
Yeah, but anyway, we had a call also at 713-440-8870 about the Trump versus Harvard situation. Jan is on the line. Jan, what's on your mind?
Yes, I'm really concerned why not only Harvard, but everybody else isn't explaining why DEI is not affirmative action. Seems to me that Trump and GOP weaponizing the idea that many people think DEI is affirmative action when it is not. DEI is what everybody wants, ensuring that all prospective clients or prospects are considered instead of just a select few.
Jan, thank you very much for your comments.
Yeah, DEI is not affirmative action. And DEI was very popular during the first administration of Trump. It sort of kind of got a roll going. And then all of a sudden, I think Project 2025 has kicked in, and now DEI is persona non grata.
Next call we have, 713-440-8870. Also on this topic, we're going to go to Sam. Sam from Sugar Land, what's on your mind?
Yeah, hello, sir. I would like to respectfully submit that Harvard and the fight between Harvard and the Trump administration.
Yes, what's
Harvard
your point?
Is a very long and well-established and popular educational institution. They have got a huge endowment of about $50 billion. They are welcome to do whatever they want as long as they don't take public money. If they take public money, they have to adhere to certain rules, and these rules are fair, saying that, hey, who are the students who are protesting? Who are students who are blocking other students from going into classes and doing tests? Are these students misusing their visa rights? Visa is a privilege, it's not a right.
Sam, I think though it goes a little bit, further than just that. I think it's wanting to know all foreign students, regardless of what their activities have been on campus, to investigate folks who may not have done anything yet except attended classes and gotten good grades. So your thoughts on that, Sam?
With due respect, they have not even gone to the first stage of releasing the people who are disciplined, who are making nuisance and preventing people from going into the college. The first step itself they have not taken. None of the institutions have taken that first step.
It sounds like you're saying that if a college takes public money, then they should be subject to what the government wants them to do. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying what the government wants them to do wantonly with certain rights. If there's a disruption, imagine there's a student who has gone to college whose parents have pledged their house and sent him to college. Now he's not able to complete his course, or he's not able to attend the examinations. How does it feel?
I think what Sam is saying is that sometimes protesting can be more of a disruption to students who actually are going to school to learn, and that instead of it being people's rights, essentially. It is still their right. However, he's also saying it can be disruptive to students who just want to go to class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam,
Well,
thank
that's a
you
good
for
point,
your
Sam.
call. Moving on, 713-440-8870. What are you thinking on this topic? Alvin from the 3rd Ward is on the line. Alvin, what's on your mind?
Okay, guys, how you doing? Great show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alvin.
So I wanted to make a couple of points. One on Trump being a dictator for a day. Essentially, the fact that he would actually even open that door rhetorically is the threat in and of itself.
Good point.
Secondarily, he is systematically challenging the basic structure of this country in terms of the separation of powers and checks and balances. You know, there used to be an old axiom when I was in school that said that absolute power corrupts absolutely. You never hear that anymore, do you? Because those basic things, those basic tenets were things that we all understood is what made democracy work and kept us free. Secondarily, as it relates to what's happening with Harvard, this is a continuation of the anti-intellectualism that's sweeping this country, that is designed to essentially dismantle the intellectual power that we actually have in this democracy to know what's going on and to innovate and to be leaders in this society. Donald Trump is trying to have us rely on him. It is a centralized, almost communist type, central planning type way of thinking. You can call it authoritarian, you can call it communism, you can call it fascism, but one of the things that it is not free democracy.
I'm on Team Alvin.
Now, my
Alvin?
question for you, Alvin, is why do you think so many people voted for him then?
Oh boy.
Look at who did. Look at who did. That'll
I'm
be
just
your
saying
answer.
that, I think that whether I agree or disagree, that's not my position. My position is, though, that he was voted into this position.
Yeah, he was.
Right.
Now, if you look at the
And-
demographics, it was very uneducated people that were the majority.
Alvin, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, and so when Celeste, what you just said right there, I think that is something that we should truly examine when we are talking about these issues. A voting public, first off, no matter what you think, no matter why you think Donald Trump got the electoral votes to make him president, you cannot vote to take down or ignore the Constitution. You don't get a vote to do that. So it doesn't matter what someone might claim was the reason that someone ascended power. You don't actually get to to dismantle the separation of powers and due process. And lastly, the reason that people voted for Donald Trump, guys, we haven't said this yet, but I'll go ahead and say it. The reason that people voted for Donald Trump and the reason that connects to this DEI issue is that what's happening is that people are comfortable with white supremacy. The more that we were moving away from white supremacy and a more pluralistic and a more just society that actually functioned, that actually gave people discomfort. And there is a low vibration dynamic in this country that has fallen into the trap of allowing industrialists and billionaires pit us against each other while they run away with the loot, which is actually what's happening in this administration.
Alvin, thank you for that call. I just want to let you know, a programming note tomorrow on the show, Beto O'Rourke is going to be here. I just kind of figure you might be interested in that.
Yep.
And
That
we'll probably
conversation.
address some more of this that we have been talking about. Alvin, thank you very much for sharing with us. We were also